Hi, good morning everyone. Let's get started with next topic in this training session, which is on composite roles. A composite role is a container with several different roles. For reason of clarity, it doesn't make sense and is therefore not allowed to add multiple composite roles within composite roles. Composite roles are also called roles. Okay, so basically composite role do not contain any authorization data. If you want to change the composite role, you must maintain the data for each role of the composite role separately. It only groups the role, but menus can be compressed. So basically what happens is that in case if you add multiple composite roles and the the menus, they are not refreshed or reflected accordingly because you have multiple composite role and it will add tons of menus into it. So the menus are not added for each. So creating composite roles makes sense if some of your employees need authorization from several roles. Instead of adding each role separately to each role required, you can set up a composite role and assign the role to that particular group. So that is what composite role is all about. The users assigned to a composite roles are automatically assigned to the corresponding elementary roles during comparison. And composite roles are identified by customer naming convention only, and we can create those roles using PFCG. So that is about the composite role. Just to recap, composite role basically it's a collection of roles, and just to simplify the administration, I have done this just to make sure that we can identify from the composite role which department or which level the person is. Single roles are mapped to tasks performed by users. Since a typical user performs multiple tasks, the total access for a user is represented through a composite roles, which includes the individual task roles. Access is divided into transaction roles, which contain transactions but no authorization object access, and value controller roles, that is authorization role objects but no transactions. Complete access is represented basically. So what we have seen is that the entire system landscape consisting of a number of separate SAP systems. Basically you may have ECC system, BW system, SRM system, CRM, etc., and users are administered through a CUA connecting the individual system. A user getting role A in ECC will need the corresponding role B in BW and role C in CRM. This can be achieved through a composite role created in the central system, which links the individual roles in different systems. So that is how we can use the composite role for defining the roles within an SAP system. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's get into the system and see how do we create these composite role in an SAP system. So let's go to the T code called PFCG. PFCG is basically a T code which we used for creating roles in an SAP system. It could be a single role, it could be a composite role, any type of role we create only through the PFCG transaction. So in PFCG transaction, we can define the roles, we can define multiple roles, we can define the composite roles. And to create a composite role, just type the role name. Take note that it should be starting in a customer namespace, which could be say starting with Z or Y. So once we give the name of the role, what we need to do next is we need to click on the create composite role icon. So the icon with the paper symbol, basically on the right side you can see right from the third, the composite role is written there. So that is the icon for creating composite role in an SAP system. Okay, so let's click on the composite role icon, and once we click the composite role icon, what you will see is you will get into a screen where you can add multiple roles into the system. So let's give the description of this particular role. Okay, so let's say the role is description is a test composite role for an IT. Okay, so that's is the name, and we'll just save it without adding anything. And what we will do is once we have saved it, let's go to the roles, and here we can add multiple single roles over here. So what will happen is that this composite role will be consisting of multiple single roles. Okay, so that is basically, that is how we can create composite roles in an SAP system. That is, we go to PFCG, we click on the create tab in the composite role, we come to the roles tab, and we assign multiple single roles. Now in the menu tab you can see it is still red. So what we'll do is we'll go to the edit, and what we'll do is we can add the menus. We can go to the user and we can click on edit. So basically we can add the users as well over here. So once we add the users, we click on the user comparison, and after that you can see this is getting green. So we are doing a user master comparison. Once you click the user master comparison, this will turn green. Okay, so this has turned green now. Basically the user master comparison is completed. Now the role menu, you can see the role menu is still empty. Now let's right click on this and we can add the menu options over here. So we can say things, we can add these things like, say things like home rule or multiple rules. We can just add it from here. We can say I want to add things like cockpit exclusive or any other information. Basically we can control the menu from here. We can add the menu related items from here. Okay, so we can import the roles as well. We can import, say for example, all these roles, or we can select it from a single role. Okay, so once we select that and just click on import menu, and you will see this icon has turned green. Just save it and you will have these menus for the composite role. Okay, so that is how basically we create a composite role in an SAP system. And the main reason of composite role, as we have seen, is we organize the role, we standardize the roles, we club the roles together based on the task performed by a user. Okay, so that will help to organize things better, that will help to club the things together, and the maintenance becomes easy in that case. So that is basically I just wanted to cover in this particular training session. And in case if you want to do a maintenance of these roles, you need to go to the individual role to do the maintenance. Thank you for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.